If your nonprofit is about to go through a chief executive transition, before forging ahead with the hiring process, there are two courageous questions that you should be asking about your organization. So if you're an executive or board member, stick around because we're going to dig into those two questions. Hi, I'm Don Tebby, and since 1993, I've helped hundreds of nonprofit leaders plan for and manage the turnover in their chief executive position. An executive director or chief executive transition is a unique moment for an organization. It's one of those punctuation points in your organization's history. Instead of just plunging ahead, you should be taking a step back and asking big strategic questions. Questions such as, should our organization continue? Or should it continue in its current form? In most transitions, these questions are seldom asked because we're usually operating in business as usual mode. Our work is sort of a continuum of opportunities and challenges, and leadership succession is just another problem to solve. In business as usual mode, we see the CEO opening as simply another vacancy to fill. Also in business as usual mode, there's a built-in bias towards continuity. Barring financial catastrophe, there's an assumption that of course the organization will continue because it can. In business as usual mode, we rarely take a step back and ask, should we fill this vacancy? Or should we take this moment to rethink what we're doing here? Is there a better way to achieve our mission work? So I'm going to challenge you to put these two questions on the table. And the first question is, as I alluded to earlier, should our organization continue? Has your organization fulfilled its purpose? Would going forwards in some sense just be marking time? Or is the organization in a constant struggle for survival? Are you putting more effort into chasing money than you're putting into programs? Are conversations about money drowning out conversations about impact? Has your real mission become simply to survive? Or is your organization's impact simply too limited? Does it just have one or two programs whose clients would be better served if those programs were under another agency with more comprehensive services? Should you consider gifting your programs to another nonprofit and shutting your organization down gracefully? Sometimes declaring victory and putting things to rest can be the most ennobling leadership act of all. Also, your community foundation or one of your institutional donors might be able to help out by providing a wind-down grant. And the second question is, should our organization continue in its current form? Is remaining a standalone organization the best way to accomplish your mission? Would your mission, your clients, your constituents, everyone involved be better served by merging with or joining forces with another nonprofit? One of the most significant challenges or barriers to nonprofit mergers and consolidations is the question, what will we do with two CEOs after the merger? Of course, your executive's departure can provide that opening for a serious discussion about a merger or an acquisition. The primary objective of the prep work for executive succession isn't organizational continuity per se. Rather, it's the continuity of your organization's mission work. A merger or consolidation could be the best way to not only sustain that mission work, but possibly advance its impact to a level far exceeding what your organization can achieve on its own. If you're worried about that merger will erase your leadership legacy, consider that your leadership legacy is much larger than just your organization. First, in large part, that legacy is already written in the community that you serve through your organization's mission work, whether that's through great performances delivered, lives saved, suffering relieved, communities built, positive futures assured. Organizations may come and organizations may go, but that record of impact can't be erased. Second, part of your lasting legacy could be paving the way for better services, greater impact, and more durable programs by joining your organization to another. That merged organization could have increased scale to better meet that social challenge that you've been trying to tackle on your own. A stronger continuum of services with fewer holes for your clients to fall through. Possibly an expanded geographic footprint. It could also mean increased resources and a better ability to fundraise. Simply put, more capacity to make an impact. One of the striking characteristics of the nonprofit sector is its diversity of organizations. And while variety is a virtue in most cases, in the nonprofit sector, it oftentimes comes at the expense of scale. One of the great challenges, particularly in the social services field, is tackling social problems at a meaningful level, at a scale that has real impact. Too many times our organization's siloed interests take priority ahead of making an impact ahead of the client's interests. This could be the moment to consider consolidating resources and efforts to meet on its own level that social problem that you've been trying to tackle. A smart merger or consolidation can have these benefits and a lot more, but first you have to be willing to ask the questions. Asking these questions could be the boldest, most courageous act of your career as an executive or your tenure as a board member. I encourage you to put them on the table and make sure that the board gives them full and thoughtful consideration. Don't let the board reject these questions simply because they think that the easier way out is to jump into search mode for a successor, or that somehow they view shutting down or a merger as defeat. It's not. It's a victory, a potential victory for your clients, for your community, and certainly a victory over complacency. Now, if your organization is preparing for a chief executive transition or you're currently going through one, to help your board get started on the right track, get them to take a look at this video and these related videos, the board's 6 transition tasks and the 7 types of CEO transitions. Of course, you'll find links in the description below. And if you have a question, I've included a contact link in that description below that will take you to a page on my website where you can email me or even book a free one-on-one call. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you back here for another video where I help nonprofit executives and boards navigate executive succession and the other big transitions in their leadership journey.